Okay.
We are recording. So here we go. Today is Tuesday, I believe, unless they changed the date on me, 15th of July. And we're going to talk about some of the new stuff in Photoshop. Hopefully, we'll have a good time with it. But before I start talking about that, I have to talk about the important stuff. Let me go to share screen, desktop, and that looks like what I don't want to share. Let's go
Cool.
to
I like it. I like it.
Let's
Very
go here
cool.
first. First things first, the 70th year of West Coast School, June 7th through the 12th, 2026. And it's going to be held at the Hyatt Regency in Valencia, California. And the very first program that you see up there is Photoshop in a Week from Help to Heck Yeah. We're going to build your confidence so you know what you're doing when you get into Photoshop after the class. So should be a fun week. I'm looking forward to it. Also have architecture and interiors with Randy Van Dynen. If you've never taken Randy's class, oh my God, he is amazing. Not only how to shoot it, excuse me, how to photograph it, but also how to process it and make it look good. So he knows what he's doing. Real world, real world commercial photography, for those that don't know, phew,
Well, easy for you to say.
my screen is rolling faster than I can read, so my teleprompter's not working right. Real world commercial photography. Wow. Joe Glida used to work for Kraft, and he shows some amazing tips and tricks how to make food and other things look amazing. And not only is he a good instructor, he's also funny. Um, Last couple of years I've got to sit with him. I sat with him at Texas school for a couple of lunches and then at West Coast school for a couple of lunches, and amazing guy, totally amazing. We have Portraits and Essentials and Beyond from Mr. Professor Tim Meyer, who'll be flying in from the East Coast, and I think he's got four in his class already.
Yep.
So he's building up already, ramping up. Next up is high school seniors in sports, lighting, posing, and business. Allison Carlino. She's an amazing instructor. She is fun and knows what she's doing. And last but not least, we have basic photography for beginners and students, which is a reduced tuition class. So this is your basic portraiture and basic photography for beginners and students. That's going to be Kevin Carson. And if you're interested in any of these classes, 1-800-439-5839, extension 1, 2, or 3, and probably even 4. Okay. Anything you want to add to that, Mr. Mel?
Nope, you got it covered.
All
Oh, and
right.
if you want a payment plan, we can do that and just call the office. We can set you up on right now we're at a 10-month payment plan. So each month that goes by, it reduces by one. But right now you can spread that cost over 10 months.
So tuition starting at $950 for PPC members
Yep.
and PPI members. Um, $950 over 10 months. That's $95 a month or thereabouts.
Yep.
Wow. That's a heck of a deal. Okay, let's get rid of that. Let's go to where do we want to start with? Let's start with this one. We were talking about her earlier. This is Miss Sharon LaBelle, the world traveler that goes anywhere, everywhere. In fact, she's going to Africa.
August 5th.
I was going to say in like 2 or 3 weeks. She called me the other day and said, Mike, I need your help. I want to make this my headshot for my passport photo. Okay, not a problem. The only minor glitch that we have right now is that it isn't with a white background. The passport peoples prefer to have a white background or something close to white. This is like, nope, not going to work. She goes, can you fix it for me? Of course I can fix it for you. So what I did is made the simplest change. One, I added a new layer. So I made my top layer. I'm going to unlock my background layer, drag the top layer down, and then I'm going to fill it with white. The keyboard shortcut to fill it with white is, for me, Command Delete or Control Delete on a PC, because my background color is white, my foreground color is black. So fill that with white, and I have a white background. Now I want to have just her on there. So I go up to my contextual taskbar, and I keep mine at the top out of the way of everything. And you have select subject, remove background, adjust colors, and a couple other things in there. If you don't see your contextual taskbar, go up to Window, down to contextual taskbar, and just click on it, and it will bring it up for you, which is super easy. So if I click on remove background, it takes all of half a second, couldn't find the background to remove. The reason why that is because I'm on layer 1, which is the white background. So let's go up to layer 0, remove background, and magic happens just that quick, and now she has a passport photo. Obviously, she would have to size it and make it appropriate for passports, but that's how easy that works. It just removes the background, and we're all done. I mean, all I have to do is flatten the image down to JPEG, send it to her, and she's a happy camper. And that took me all of 10 seconds. I mean, that's how easy things are in Photoshop today. So you just go up to remove background of the contextual taskbar, click on that, it removes the background, and she's up on her own layer all by herself. Boom, done. Any questions on that one? Don't save. Let's go to new, and we'll do a small thing here, and we'll go to the text tool. And I'm going to type in pizza for sale. One of the new things in Photoshop today is in your contextual taskbar, there's a T with a little lightning bolt there. And all you have to do is click on that to toggle your dynamic text. So now you can make things happen with it. So if I hit Command T, free transform, I can make it bigger, smaller, do all that. I am not totally familiar with it yet. I'm learning how to play with it. But you saw that the for sale got bigger. It made it bigger because it's bold, and it's also all capital letters there. So if I undo that, it goes back to normal. Click on that, and it goes to big again. Command T, we can make it bigger. And make sure when you do your Command T, your free transform, in your top toolbar, you have a link between width and height up in the very top toolbar. If that link is not clicked to maintain your aspect ratio, you can get some weird, funky things going on. If you click it, now it's going to keep maintain the aspect ratio and make things happen for you. So, and it selects everything and makes it all bigger at one time. But this is really cool because it can do a lot of the work for you. Hopefully the next time we get together, I'll have more information on how to use that dynamic text tool. I'm still learning it. And there's more type options as well in your contextual taskbar up there, which basically is your properties for up there. So close that out. Go to my elephant. Splish splash, he was taking a bath. This is basic. Well, let me close this, hit escape, close it. I'm going to right click in Bridge, go to develop settings, clear settings. That is the original straight out of camera shot that we had. So double click to bring it up in Camera Raw. It's the same thing as bringing it up in the edit in Lightroom or your develop module. So here we go. What I'm going to do, the first thing I do is I'm going to go, instead of clicking on auto in the edit menu at the very top of the bar up there, I'm going to go to where it says Adobe Color. I'm going to click on adaptive color, which is brand new. And it made it like super dark. Okay, let's go back to Adobe Color, try auto. And auto gave me a better sky, not a whole lot on the animal itself. Okay, cool. We can live with that. I'm going to go to my masking tools. And in the masking tools, you have select subject, select sky, select background, or you start going down here where you select objects, brush, linear gradient, radial gradient, range, or the top one is the one to go to, and it's select landscape. If I click on that, I can select my sky, my vegetation, my water, or my natural ground. So I'm going to select them all, and it's going to make a separate mask for each and every one, except it didn't select subject, which is weird. I don't know why it doesn't have a select subject in there. So we'll click on that. We'll go to sky to start with.
That's because it's a landscape and there is no subject in landscape.
You tell that to the elephant. You tell that to the
You
elephant.
selected landscape. I'm sorry.
So what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring my exposure down on the sky, and it tends to bring down him as well. I hope that's a him. I don't want to offend him, her. Highlights, I'm going to bring down just a little bit. Shadows, and then come down to color temperature. You can go all the way to the blues, to the warm. You can do your tint, which is tinting more red, which gets you more of a dynamic sunset or sunrise. I'm going to bring my saturation up just a little bit. Point color, I'm not going to mess with, I don't think, but what I could do is click on my eyedropper under point color and just kind of figure out what I want to do with that purple in the sky. Do I want to add more hue? Do I want to change it? I mean, you can go in here and you can sit here and play with this for hours at a time and not get the perfect image. And I'm not one of those people that spends a lot of time with my images when I'm playing in there. We'll go to vegetation and bring the exposure up just a little bit, and then also probably my saturation I'll bring up just a little bit. Then we'll go to water. Yeah, what do we want to do with water? I don't know. Well, water is blue, so let's make it a little bit more blue of water. But you got to match your sky as well. So we got to be careful how far we push that. And then natural ground is basically the dirt that he's standing on. And then let's go ahead to add another mask, and we'll select subject because he's not supposed to be in the landscape. And basically what that did, it added it to the natural ground. I'm going to undo that. See if I can get a separate one. There we go. Bring him up just a little bit. I'm going to desaturate him a little because he's too dirty. And judges hate dirty animals, so we'll make him more gray than brown. And just that quickly, we changed him from where he was to nothing. And then what I'll do is go into camera raw filter, and I'm going to select with the brush. I'm going to paint in this water that he's got there, and we'll brighten that just a little bit and call it good.
And I noticed it vignetted the top corners quite a bit.
It did, and actually that's straight out of camera that did that. So if you go to bridge, you can see the corners are vignetted to begin with.
That's the fixed image there.
Yeah, that's the fixed image. Let me see if I can find. I know there's a thing for vignetting.
Under effects, go to
It's
effects.
under effects. Okay.
Yeah, go under effects, and there you see vignette.
There you go.
There we go. Balanced it out. Cool.
Is that a dust spot there too, Mike?
Where do you see a dust spot? We have no dust spots in Africa. We'll go to the eraser tool, visualize spots. Where did you see a dust spot? I see some bugs and stuff flying around.
Oh, maybe it's my screen.
Get your rag out, wipe off your screen. Not that I've ever had to do that before. After trying to remove a dust spot for 5 or 6 tries, it just did not work.
Do
But
I see banding at the top up there, or is that just the zoom?
Probably zoom.
Yeah, there's banding all across the top. But that
Yeah.
could be, as you said, that could be zoom.
I'm thinking that's zoom because I'm not seeing a lot of banding in mine. I think I'm at 16-bit. Let me check.
If you're in 16-bit, you should be safe.
16-bit.
Yeah, you should, and then it's the zoom.
Yeah. Photoshop and Zoom don't like each other. So, well, that's just a really quick showing a Camera Raw or even Lightroom develop module for taking out all the different things and adding things. And the landscape thing is the biggest for that. Let's go back to Photoshop. We'll go to New, and we'll make a new image. Something they've added recently under Edit is down to Generate Image. And I just started playing with this afternoon, so I'm learning as I go. So I want to have a very fast sports car. I'm going to make it art, effects. Let's go to bio. I need a beer. Bioluminescent. Wow. Just one of those days where it's hard for me to talk. Style. We're going to pick a style out. Go down. I'm going to pick this little neon kind of deal here. That's what I did earlier. If I want to add an image for it to match, I could add an image of a car in there or whatever I wanted to do. Composition, I could pick out different things for it to match up with, which I'm not going to do this time. And I'm just going to use the style that we picked, which is the neon. And I'll click on Generate. And of course, you got to wait a little bit. And this does take one of your points away for your AI stuff. And if you're not familiar with that, well, okay, that's a very fast race car. And I'm thinking that's close, but not quite. Let's regenerate and take another point away.
Now, where is this again, Michael?
I can't tell you. It's running, so I can't tell you. I'll show you in a second. And it's giving me all these. There we go. We'll take that one. Okay, if you go to Edit, down to Generate Image. So it used to be Edit, Fill, Stroke, Content Aware, Generative Fill. Now they got Generate Image, so you can add in what you want to do there.
Uh-huh. Hmm.
So it's pretty dang cool what you can generate with this.
Now, and if you back when you were generating it, where you could add a car, you could add in your own image in there to
Yeah,
very interesting, because that's an interesting effect.
it is. And you can almost do this with um, filter gallery. I think there's a neon effect in here. Stylize. You've got the glowing edges. You can do it with that. I think glowing
Interest,
edges is what I was looking for.
interesting effect.
Yeah, it's really cool. So if I click OK,
The
and then
changes. Hmm.
interesting.
Yeah.
So now I've got this race car that I'm going to enter into image competition that has never seen a camera. And there are people doing that, by the way, which is not good. So what we can do, Command W, don't save. And if I go to my Creative Cloud, go to my Manage Account, I think it's under. Nope. There we go. I've got 90 of 100 credits left, so they'll reset on July 31st. You get 100 a month unless you're in a different plan, and it tells you how much you got. Right now, they're not charging for them, but give them time, they will.
Oh, yeah.
It's a
Oh, yeah.
moneymaker.
Hey, Michael, going back to your first image with the elephant,
Uh-huh.
Ron, his microphone isn't working, but he had a question.
Okay.
Is the selection of the subject better in Photoshop than it is in ACR?
Yeah, let's open it up. Let's open straight like that without doing a select subject, and then open them up again, and we'll go to masking. I'm going to delete all the old masks. In fact, let's just do this. Hit escape, right click, develop settings, clear settings. This one should, when it's straight out like this, we should be okay with the select subject because there's so much detail or contrast between there. However, if you look between the legs,
Yep.
you got a lot there. So let's go ahead and hit cancel and go back to Photoshop. And now we have this. Let's go up to select subject. Before I do that, let me come up here on select subject. Make sure you're set to cloud. You have your choice of device or cloud. Cloud will get you a much better selection than device. Device is a little bit quicker, but cloud is a whole lot better. To do that, you go into your preferences, go into image processing, and the very first one is select subject and remove background. You set it to cloud as your default, and then click OK. If you don't have cloud available, you have to have the internet available to be able to use the cloud like that. So to do that, you can always go into here and click on device. And then the next time you use the select subject again, it will default back to your cloud. You'll have to redo device. If you don't have internet, it should automatically go to select subject on device. Does that make sense? Okay, let's do a select subject. And between the back legs and everything, I think it's not a bad selection. I would clean up on the tail there. So I'd just take my lasso tool, hold the shift key, hold the shift key, and just drag around. It even did the tear out of the ear there. The tusk is well done. A couple of the hairs on the trunk were not selected, but I'm not worried about that. I could go into select and mask and work on the hairs as well. So you have a great selection there. Let's go to Camera Raw filter. And it's actually doing everything. It just did the selection. Okay. So what I did was with the selection, I went in the Camera Raw filter, brought the exposure way up too far, and then reset it again. So there's your selection. It's like, oh my God, is that amazing or what? I didn't have to do any selection there. So the biggest takeaway from that is with select subject, you want to make sure that your select subject is set to cloud. Set to cloud. Questions on that one? Any other questions in the chat, John?
Nope, that was it.
Okie doke. I appreciate you letting me know on that one.
Too easy.
Way too easy. Yes, it is. Yeah, what else was I gonna do? Let's go to Photoshop. Let's do it the easy way. Bring that guy up. Command A to select all, Command C to copy, then we'll close him. Then we'll go to new, which is file, down to new, or Command or Control N. And you can see right now it's set to clipboard, 600 by 840. That's the size of the picture that I brought up just a second ago, that ugly guy. And we're just going to go ahead and click on create. I said create, thank you. And what the? Okay. So now we have a blank document that we're working with, and it's super easy to play now. We're going to go into, if you look in your toolbar up at the top, it says generate image. We had edit, generate image, and then up in the contextual taskbar, it says generate image. Let's see what happens. Generate image. Cartoonish figure. If I could type, it would be great. I can't talk, I can't type. And we're going to go art. Prompt inspiration. This looks about like me. Sunglasses 3D model. Effects. Okay, it's got a different deal up here. Interesting. Let's go to choose image. And we'll go to headshots. This guy. And we'll say generate. See what it comes up with. I tried it earlier and it just did not work. It gave me a whole bunch of hair, which I know I don't have. Okay, that doesn't look like the image that I started with. So let's go ahead and start over.
I don't know. You got a new avatar there. I like it, Michael.
I know that I'm tall. Okay, so let's go with, let's do a pencil drawing, see what it does. Art, effects, Um, try a bold lines style. Replace image with headshot. Click generate. And we'll see what happens. This is something that's still new. It's still being developed as we speak, but it's getting there. Yeah. No.
Bringing up the feminine side of you.
Let me try regenerating one more time. So obviously that didn't work. So to say the least.
This is what you call AI on drugs.
Yeah. And of course, when you're doing live demos, you never know what you're going to get. I mean, I can't tell you how many times I've in classes, you start to do a demo that you've done 1,000 times and it says, oh, I'm not going to play anymore. It does happen. But there's a lot of cool things going on. Julianne Koss has a great video on YouTube about some of the newer stuff. She's got like 10 different things that's new in Photoshop and also in beta. I don't have beta on my machine anymore because it was taking over and running over everything. So any questions what we covered so far today?
Cool stuff.
It's getting there. It's making it a lot easier to do all the work. Well, let's do this. Go back to share. Let's go back to bridge. That was the first card that I did, just basically the same prompts. And it gave me that. 3 different versions of this and no people. Last time it gave me people. So you never know what it's going to give you when it gives you. So any questions at all? Going
Wow.
once, going twice.